So this video is about how to find an amazing developer using Upwork, formerly Odesk. And a lot of people have difficulties. They struggle with finding great developers, and they say, well, the developers are not that great, they don't have the skills. And I think a lot of that is the approach that you take when you're trying to find a great person. You need to take the right approach, and that starts with posting the job in a meaningful way. You need to know what the skills are. If you don't even know what languages the person is going to need, then you're already starting off without knowing the whole structure of the project. Do you know that you're going to use GitHub, that you're going to use Git, that you're going to use, what are you going to use for bug tracking? Have you got all these things in place? Have you got all of those basic stuff for your project in place? If you know what I'm talking about and you have it in place, then you're ready to move on. If you don't, you probably need somebody who has experience to set all of that up in the beginning, really an architect to structure everything for you before you even start the project. So let's say you're searching for a Node.js guy, and one of the things is that once you've posted the project, you may not get exactly the right kind of applicants that you need, and usually the people who are on Upwork and they're looking for jobs, they're not necessarily the ones that have the most experience and the best developers, because the best developers already have jobs and they may be a little bit busy, or they may not be desperately looking for work. So the people that are desperately looking for work may not be the people that you want to hire, and there's a little bit of a conflict there. So what do you do to overcome that conflict? You need to proactively go out there and contact people. So what that means is actually searching for the right kind of person. If you've got a budget of, say, $20 an hour, $15 an hour for your developer, then searching in that range and then contacting a lot of people. I would suggest contacting 30, 40, 50 people. Personally, I do not go for agencies, and that's if I'm hiring someone long-term that's going to work for me on a long-term basis. But I think if you're looking for just a project, an agency may be not a bad idea, because the project, if you have an agency, they have some backups, they have other people working with them, so that's maybe a better option, but they're going to add another layer of cost, so that rate is not necessarily the rate that the person is actually getting. But agencies are quite common. You can select them or not select them. And the critical point is, so you've contacted all of these people and then you have all of your applicants. How do you actually select someone? And there are two ways that I can see to select someone. One is you give them a little project and you get them to just start, and you probably get 2 or 3 or 4 people to start, and then you select the one that is working best on the project. So if you get 3 people to do exactly the same thing, it's fairly clear which one is going to be more effective based on a few hours of work, and you have to treat that as a recruitment exercise. That yes, it's more expensive because you're hiring 3 people and you're getting rid of 2 that didn't work out, but that way you make sure that you're getting an effective result and you're finding someone who is effective, rather than just hiring one person hoping that it works out. The other option is to use a testing or evaluation process, and the evaluation process is a better idea if you're hiring someone long term. So HackerRank is something that I've used personally that's great for this. This has actually been used by, I think Facebook have used them, and some very prominent companies such as Evernote have used them. So it's a fantastic way to evaluate programmers. Even if you don't have any programming ability yourself, you can use this platform to evaluate people. So that's HackerRank. And I'll put in a quick plug for our platforms, which is Stuff.com, which is a free site to post jobs, which you can also use as another alternative or an addition, and our software for tracking time and verifying screenshots of work done. So those are my basic tips on how to hire great developers on Upwork.